Okay, so you're finally thinking about doing it. You're thinking about packing up and moving your family here to the Nashville area or moving yourself to the Nashville area. So today I'm going to share with you my top 5 reasons why you might want to move to this area. So if this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Jennifer Gramling and I'm a real estate agent here in Nashville and the surrounding areas. I just put out content trying to get you more familiar with Nashville and this area. If you're thinking about moving here or relocating, this is going to be a great channel for you. So be sure to subscribe, hit the like button. And of course, as I mentioned, I am a real estate agent in the area. So if you have any questions at all about moving here or relocating, be sure to reach out. Be happy to answer any and all of your moving questions. You can find all my contact information in the comments. There's also a Calendly link. If you'd like to book a time to talk there live with me, you can book that there as well too. So let's go ahead and jump right into those top 5 reasons why you might want to move to the Nashville area. Okay, so moving here to the Nashville area might be a culture shock for you depending on where you're coming from. There still is a lot of the South here, and some people just are not used to what my number one is, and that is going to be the people. So the people here really are so very nice. Now, Nashville does have a ton of people moving here from all over, but you are still going to have a lot of people who were born and raised here in this area or in Tennessee in general, who maybe moved to Nashville to get a little bit more community and a few more opportunities. But you are going to have just a lot of really nice people here. Now, it's strange for some people and it's weird to even hear it, but some of my clients do say that it makes them uncomfortable to see how many people wave at them when they're driving down the street, how people will just talk to them out of the blue at the grocery store and just have full conversations and really take the time to get to know you and talk to you, even if they don't have a reason to. So you're bound to run into somebody who wants to talk, ask you about your life. And so for some people who just aren't used to that, sometimes that's a little overwhelming. I always like to tell this story. I think it's pretty funny. I have a client who moved here and he said that how nice some of these people were almost gave him anxiety because he likes to be to himself a little bit. And so all of these people just always talking to him gave him a little bit of anxiety. But really, his whole family has said that it's almost made them better people. So they said just the amount of parents who would send them pictures of their kids at baseball practice and just take an interest and just sharing in their life with them. And they said that those people doing that have really affected their life and really inspired them to be more proactive and being involved in other people's lives as well. Sharing those photos, taking the time out to take the pictures of all the kids and share it with the parents. You know, things that they didn't really do before because no one was doing those sorts of things where they came from. And here, that's just a common thing. Like, people are there to help you. They're there to be in relationship. And that is one of the big reasons why I moved back here, was because of that sense of community. Now, of course, you're going to find people on Facebook who are going to say Nashville is full or don't move here from wherever you came from. That's just a fact of life. Those people are always going to be out there and on the internet. But I can say with assurance that I have never met any of these people in real life, and I've met a lot of people while I'm here. So I know a lot of people ask me that, and they're kind of worried, like, if we move there, are people going to be upset with us if we're from such and such a state? And the answer is no. I've never met anybody who in person would say those sorts of things. So maybe they're saying them behind closed doors, but they're definitely not saying them to anyone's faces. But really, everyone that I know, all of my clients that have moved here, all feel so welcome. And they just say over and over how glad they are to be here, how welcome everyone has made them feel. And it really is just different from a lot of other places where you might be moving from. So if you're looking for that sense of community, if you're looking for relationships, this is going to be a great place for you. Now, of course, making new friends can be hard. You have to really put yourself out there, but there's lots of opportunities to do that here. Lots of groups, outdoor groups, churches, school activities, your kids' activities, lots of things that you can get involved in. Lots of different ways to meet people. So I think you just proactively have to get out there and make some friends. But there are definitely tons of opportunities for you to get out there, make new friends, and be a part of this amazing community that lives in and around Nashville. And I just really appreciate it. And now the second reason why you might move here is going to shock some people, because I would say affordability is a great reason to move here. Now, not everyone is going to agree with this point. And sure, there are places in and around Nashville that are definitely not affordable, but there are still lots of places that are. So while you've got Williamson County with the average home price and median home price being over $1 million at this point, that is not the case in all of the other suburbs. So if you're just looking at that particular place, yes, that's going to be a little bit more expensive when it comes to housing. But there are lots of places outside the city right now where the median and average home prices are closer to 400,000, 500,000. So there are still lots of areas that are accessible to people in those budgets that's not $1 million. But even if you are in that budget of $1 million plus, you're still getting a lot more for your money than you're getting in a lot of other states. So while we do have a lot more of those higher priced homes, if you compare those homes to what you're getting in some of these other states where a lot of my clients are moving from, you're still getting 2, 3, 4 times the house that you were getting in your previous state for that money. And so it really does make a lot of sense to be here. And then in addition to that, not just the housing affordability, but we have no state income tax. Our property taxes are very low here in Tennessee, and just other cost of living items are a lot lower as well. Homeowners insurance, car insurance, the price of gas, so many things. So really the affordability is there, especially when you're looking at it in comparison to some of these other states where a lot of my clients are coming from. It is really affordable. Now, if you're coming from a place where the median home price is much less than here, then obviously that is going to be a different kind of perspective. But one thing to keep in mind is that if you are transferring from another state where you are making a higher salary, if that move is going to impact your salary, you'll just want to compare that to what you can afford for your home and all those different things based off of what your salary here might be, because it may be higher or it may be a little bit less depending on where you're coming from. Hopefully that will all even out for you, but those are all things to consider. But all in all, coming from some of these other states, Tennessee is very affordable, and you're going to have a lot of savings in places like no state income tax, the low property taxes, and all the other things. So those are really something to look at. Okay, the third thing we want to talk about, and the third reason to move your family here, is going to be for entertainment. There is so much entertainment, so many things to do here in Nashville. You will absolutely love it. Doesn't matter what you like to do, you will definitely be able to find those things here in Nashville. So it obviously goes without saying that we're the country music capital of the world. So if you're into country music, if you're into going to those honky tonks, if you're into going to see a lot of this live music that we've got downtown in Nashville, and not just in downtown Nashville, but all over, you're going to have an endless amount of places to go listen to these artists. You can see up and coming artists in smaller venues or bigger artists in huge venues, just tons and tons of options for seeing music, listening to bands, and not just country music, but we do have tons of other types of blues bars and jazz bars and anything that you want to listen to, rock. We have it here in Nashville. Again, just no shortage of music venues. But we also have tons of sports teams. We have professional soccer, we have professional hockey, we have pro football. I know Justin Timberlake was trying to get us a professional baseball team. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he's working that all out for us. You have tons of college sports. You've got Vanderbilt, Lipscomb, MTSU, and tons of other places for college sports as well. And also, if you love UT, you know, it's only about a 3-hour drive to get over to Knoxville if you want to go to UT games as well. And then, of course, we have the Tennessee Performing Arts Center, where a lot of these shows will come. If you wanted to go see Hamilton, you could have done that there. We've got the Nashville Ballet who performs there. We have the symphony here. There's so many different things to do as far as the arts go, museums. We have the Frist Art Museum, just tons of different places to go and experience the arts here as well. And we have lots of different places like microbreweries where you can go and try new beer. We've got bourbon and whiskey distilleries. Y'all, if you're not into bourbon, you will be when you move to Tennessee. It's absolutely required. Okay, but it's not required if you don't drink. But so many people are into bourbon here. You will hear the conversations all the time. So if that is something you're into, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to do that. And very likely, if you're moving into any kind of a neighborhood, there's going to be a group of people who want to have a bourbon night in your neighborhood and do a lot of tastings. So these are all things that are really popular here. And then I'm going to go ahead and lump the great outdoors in with my entertainment section, because I do feel like that's still entertainment, and that is definitely some people's entertainment. We have tons of things to enjoy in the outdoors. We've got lakes if you want to go boating. We have rivers if you want to go canoeing and kayaking. You can paddleboard on the rivers. and the lakes. We have tons of hiking trails and beautiful outdoor areas where you can go through Percy Warner Park, and you've got tons of miles where you can hike or trail ride. And then going all the way out to the Natchez Trace Parkway, where you can drive that drive, see the scenic beauty, and just tons of hiking trails out that way as well. Just an endless amount of outdoor activities here in the Nashville area. And you can also find great things like Jeep clubs if you're into off-road and four-wheeling. And then even within the suburbs, you've got great hiking trails like Smith Park in Brentwood that's got several miles of fantastic trails really close in, where you don't even have to go very far to get to those trails. So there's just a lot of access to the outdoors here. And then I'm not really sure if this should be lumped in with my number 3, but my number 4 could be considered entertainment, but it's the food. We have fantastic food here in Nashville, as you could probably imagine. Being in the South, we're going to have some amazing restaurants. And over the last several years, Nashville has continued to bring in lots and lots of new restaurants of amazing chefs. Of course, we have a lot of restaurants that some of these country artists have opened that are actually very, very nice. You know, you can find all over Nashville some of the most amazing food that you will find anywhere. And actually, if you have any favorite restaurants here in the Nashville area, I would love it if you would drop them in the comments so that all of my listeners can go and start to find some of these places for themselves. That would just be an amazing resource for people as they're coming into town, as they're coming in to visit. Be sure to drop your favorite restaurants in the comments. And there are just some great ones out there. You've probably heard of hot chicken. That's one thing that Nashville came up with and is really known for is hot chicken, but it's not just the hot chicken. You can find outstanding foods from all different regions, all throughout the Nashville metro area. Lots of places to go and appreciate and try. And depending on what part of town you're hanging out in, or what kind of vibe you're going for, you'll find everything you're looking for, I promise. From barbecue to Mexican to Asian fusion, you're gonna find something that everyone is going to like here in Nashville. Okay, so the 5th and final reason you should move to the Nashville area, my final pro, but would be a con for some people, is our weather. But I would have to disagree. I think our weather here is amazing. So the great thing about Nashville is that you get all 4 seasons. And yes, there are about 3 months or so in the summer where it does get pretty hot and pretty humid, but the rest of the year it feels fantastic. And I thought it was just me, but there's another YouTuber that I listen to who moved here from California and was just saying the other day on her show, and she was just commenting how humid it can be in the summer, but then it's like once that leaves, it's just dry as a bone. And that is how it feels to me. It's not like that bitter cold in the winter time like you might get in the Northeast. Now, don't get me wrong, it does get a little cold, probably though in the 30s is about average. We only maybe get a couple of snows a year, so it's just enough where you feel like you got that snow, but you're not shoveling it every single week or having to use your snow blower. You're still getting all that beautiful rain that makes all of the landscape so pretty, giving us tons of flowers and green grass. And I just love that refreshing feel of the rain. And your spring and fall are just absolutely beautiful. You could not ask for nicer weather in the spring or fall here in Tennessee. And then of course your summer. And not every day is humid. No days feel like Florida here. So we're not that humid, but it can sometimes get uncomfortable, but it's definitely worth dealing with for the entire rest of the year. So those couple of months where it may be a little bit hotter, you're gonna wanna stay in your house. You're gonna wanna run your air conditioning. Your air conditioner is gonna suck a lot of that moisture out of the air so that your house feels really dry. And it's just if you're running outside, if you're not spending a ton of time outside, you should probably be fine. I know in those hotter months, I'm not out walking my dog in the heat of the day because I don't enjoy that sticky feeling. But really, as I said, that only lasts a little bit and then it passes. But you have all of the benefits of those other 9 months, which are just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so leave a comment down below. Let me know what of these is your favorite reason or why you're hoping to most move to Nashville. Or if I didn't mention it, leave in the comments. Tell me what your reasons are for moving to Nashville, why you're thinking about it. And of course, as I said before, if you are thinking about moving here or if you are moving here to the Nashville area, be sure to reach out. You've got my phone number here and my email. Feel free to email, send me a text or call. We'll get back in touch with you and answer all those questions and help you get on your way to being here in Nashville. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next video.